Alright guys, I'm down here at the lake house and getting ready to build a cheap target for shooting. Let me show you. Don't mind the wobbling. Alright, I got a bunch of 3/4 inch PVC and a bunch of fittings. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a cheap target stand for the lake house. Oop, my finger. I think total cost was like $13 or something like that, and I'm making it out of PVC and everything like that because it's easy to repair. Basically, swapping a new piece. Those 4-foot sections of 3/4 inch PVC were $1.68 a piece, and it's just going to be real easy to make, real easy to do, and the kids have really bad aim. Shane's got excellent aim. Michael kind of hits the wrong thing every time. So what we're going to do is Tactical Butt Cheeks, I should say, has good aim. Tactical Vader, not so much. What we're going to do is we are going to make a cheap little target stand out of this PVC, and we're going to hang targets from it, and nobody's going to give a shit if it gets hit or not, like the last one we built. It's just something a little fun to do. It costs less than, I think, $10 to make, and it's real cheap and fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out the cuts I want, and then I'm going to cut, and then I'll show you exactly what's what. Alright guys, so far I got 2 sections built. These are going to be the depth. In other words, the target's going to go up from this T, and then I'm going to have a 90-degree go across like that, and then there's going to be a piece going across. This piece right here is going to go across. So this is going to be the front of the target. This is 2 feet with the 2 90-degree elbows. Those are 1-foot sections in between the T. This literally just took me about 4 minutes to do. I just marked and cut, and then glued. And then your posts are obviously going to go up from here, and then I'll show you how I'm going to do that. But that's that so far, guys. Sorry about the camera action here. It's my cell phone, and I'm just holding it. Alright, so let me connect everything, and then I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Hopefully you can get the gist of what I'm building here. This is basically it. Now, this is big enough and everything like that, so hopefully... Let me turn it sideways. I've still got to put the supports in between. But hopefully these little turds won't hit the PVC. That's about 2 feet wide. You'd be surprised. I'm sure they will. But so far, that's where I'm at. Alright guys, so far this is where I'm at. This is about 15 minutes in. I mean, that's nice and big. That's about 5.5 feet tall. So, that's good. And that's a big area right there. That's 2 by 3.5 or 4.5 feet. That area right there. And when I'm done, I'll explain how I'm going to hold the targets on it and everything like that. But that's where we're at so far. Little side note, you'll notice there isn't a piece that goes across the back. I fouled up and I was 1 piece short. So, but that's okay because it's still going to stand and everything like that. It's still going to be fine. So, so that's not really an issue. But when I go, next time I come, I'll just bring a piece of PVC. Or I could stop off at Ace Hardware. The Ace Hardware is about a half an hour away. Everything's about a half an hour from the house over here and at the lake house. So I could swing by the Ace Hardware if I wanted to. But, I mean, it's really sturdy without it. So I'm not really too concerned about it. But I'm going to put a piece across the top now. Alright guys. As you can see, it is all done. It's a big target. Big stand. I used to use stuff like this for shooting 1,000 yards. Because then you have plenty. You basically just fill the thing up with a giant piece of cardboard that you spray painted white and put rings in it, and you're good to go. But that's it. What I'm going to do is basically we're gonna most likely we could do it a bunch of different ways here. We could just put tape across and then tape the targets on. Because remember, guys, this is a cheap disposable thing that basically it's for the kids to shoot. It's big enough so they hopefully won't be hitting stuff, and even if they do, it only costs $1 to fix. It's not made out of wood where I got to screw a bunch of shit together. This just took this little vise and this little saw, and it took me honestly 15 minutes to make. So, you know, why people are going to sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, you should have made it, you should have done this, you should have done that. It's just a real cheap, simple thing for when my nephew comes, because the other one we have, let me go to the other shed and show you. This other one is a combobulation of different ones that we've made. And we used to make them a lot smaller. And what would happen is, when they were a lot smaller, maybe only about 1.5 feet wide, 16 inches wide, just big enough basically so we could tape the target to the sides of the PVC. What would happen is they would, the first shot, they would shoot the fucking thing. Alright. There's the other one. Now this is made from actually 2 different ones. But you can see basically how small that area is, and they would always hit, they'd end up hitting it every time. And quite honestly, I don't want those expensive metal ones to be down here. Unless it was just me. Hold on, I gotta lock this back up. Unless it was just me shooting. So I was able to make that for about, I think it was like $13 or something like that with tax. I was able to make that, and basically, you know, do it real cheap. And it took me 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. And there she stands. I mean, look at how big that is. Tell you what, if they, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. To be honest, I think my little jerk nephew does it on purpose. But he's going to be told not to do it this time, that's for sure. But then basically we can use stuff like the cardboard from like the TV box, stuff like that. And I've got a bunch of cardboard in my car. And we could just draw a picture on there and they have to shoot it, draw circles or whatever. Don't even have to buy anything really. I was able to get some cardboard and stuff like that. Even, you can even do old pieces of sheetrock, depending on how we want to hang them. How we want to hang everything. We were thinking of just doing some string, hanging it down with the little clips or clothes hangers and hanging the targets, and then having some come from the bottom just to hold it down and stuff like that, just to keep it from blowing in the wind. But I think I'm just going to run some string going across or something like that, or do something like that. But tomorrow we're going to do some shooting. I probably won't film it because it's going to be my nephews and stuff like that. But real cheap, guys, real simple. And because it's PVC, it's not like wood, it's going to last. Even though a wood target would last. But I'm talking about weather. I'm not talking about shots. Neither of them would last if they get shot much. This one, definitely not. 22 shatters this stuff. So, but they only stand about 7 feet away. And like I said, there's probably people that are going to be, well, that's stupid. That's because they're idiots and they don't have any skill. So, that'll be real simple for the nephew and everything like that, so you can do shooting. Like I said, next time I come, I'll probably just put a piece along the back. But, depending on how this one fares. I can't imagine them hitting the sides of this one. I mean, because the target's they're only about, in perspective, the regular size target, so they're only about that tall inside the thing and about that wide inside the thing. So even if they're off the target, they've got plenty of space. Alright, guys.